All right. What do you think about how Jim Jones responded to the challenge?
I think he didn't think through what he was going to say. He definitely got a lot of backlash for what he said. I don't really want to get into too much of that because, like I said, that's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? But like, a lot of the OGs were very highly upset because a lot of them is involved in street reparation, trying to give back to the youth, and it was kind of a little bit of a contradiction of what they were trying, the point they were trying to make. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you this, okay? Somebody that is a celebrity that has fame and success and obviously doesn't need to be associated with something like that.
Yeah, but you gotta understand that Jim Jones was like the poster child of the Bloods, my dude. Like, let's keep it real, bro. He was one of the main dudes that made it cool to be Blood back in the days, bro. Like, come on, bro. We're not gonna. Nobody can take from this dude what he did for what the Blood culture is in New York with Dipset. When they came out with the Dipset and all that, come on, he even had the Kings bop him to the joint. You know what I mean? Bro, them niggas had the swag. So he came out, they had the swag at the time. Cam with all the pink and all that, him doing his thing with all the True Religions and all that shit. Come on, bro. There was a big influence to push that gang culture in New York. He was definitely one of the main ones, if not the only one, to really push that culture in New York. So everybody can say what they want about him, but he's the one that really pushed it and also pushed it into a national level.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of the fads that happen in New York go to other places, go to Atlanta, go to a lot of these dudes that wasn't Blood before became Blood. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes in New Orleans and a lot of other famous dudes got blooded in New York when when the hurricanes came in New Orleans and all that. A lot of them came blood in New York with the Dipset situation. So people got to take on what he did as far as influencing it.
But at some age, does it get to a point where it's like you too old to be doing that now?
This is my point exactly. It doesn't mean that you're not who you're supposed to be. You could be whoever you want to be for the rest of your life, but you also got to teach the youth not to make the same mistakes that we made. But in his situation, you got to look at it also too. He's never been to prison. He's never fought those wars or got involved. He came in the street, and for him, being a gang member has actually helped his career. So, you know what I mean? Like, he might not even be able to identify with some of the other Bloods that went through different trials and tribulations. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
and I think that's
some
what
people,
Hassan's issue with Jim Jones has been too, because it's like you benefited off of, pushing this culture, right? But your own kids are not living by that culture. They're going to private school and stuff, but it's like, you get what I'm saying, right? Like, I think that's why Hassan was mad about that.
I get what you're saying. I just think that he had a poor choice of words. I think he didn't really think through what he was supposed to say, because at the end of the day, I don't really see nobody have anything against helping our youth to guide them in the right direction. You're not going to be able to get everybody, and nobody's saying if you not to be. What they're telling you is, if there's a problem and there's a different way and you want to leave, I got a way out for you. That's basically what he's saying. Like, he's trying to guide people away from it. You want to do what you do, that's on you, bro. Like, like I said, we didn't have that problem when it came to our youth. It's a little bit different. So that's why I can't really get into I'm not what they are, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm also not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, drop my flag. No, my job as a king is to elevate myself into a point that I'm retired. I'm ancient. I don't got to be over there on the block doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta go to meetings. I don't gotta go here. I'm a king always in my heart. As long as I'm taking care of my castle, my kids, and my queen, you know what I mean? And helping the community and not being a piece of shit. Bro, you gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference. Like people forget, like that's just you don't see them. Like most of the look Bloods co-defendants, a lot of them came home after doing all that time from the 90s, 20 plus years. They all working productive lives. You don't see them on the corners. You don't see them walking around with their beads, with their flag. Nah, that flag shit, all that shit, nah. We still who we are, but we here to, now we got to build our kingdom, our castle. You know what I mean? My brother
Different
needs me.
chapter.
It's a different chapter in life. And if you don't know how to let go of that chapter in your life, then there's a problem. There's a problem because you are just not elevated. It's like you go to like every time I go to my old neighborhood, you always see that dude that you've been seeing in the same corner for the last 40 years, still over there, still drinking, still fucking selling nickel bags or whatever the fuck they doing. That same shit they've been doing for 40 years. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? What the fuck are you doing? And that's the ones that some of these young dudes gravitate to because they've been there so long, getting this little money. They always got the new sneakers, the new this, but they fucking bums still living in their mom's section of their apartment.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, let's be real.
I will say though, didn't Jim walk back his comments a little bit and clean it up?
I didn't really see it, but I think he did try to. Like I said, I think he just had a choice of poor words when he said it because he's talked about a war and this and that, and then the repercussions was like, what war you fought, and you know what I mean. It's a difference. Like you gotta understand, like members from prison and street members. The members from prison don't really respect the street members the same, right? And the reason they don't is because they haven't been through trials and tribulations and the different battles and the different things they've been through behind the wall. But the way I look at it is the bros that been out here 20 years and been in the field and never been arrested, those are the ones I'll be like, salute. We the dumbasses that got caught up on the dumb shit and had to go to fucking prison for dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. It's like people be glorifying different things, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the dudes that did a lot of time, you never see them really glorifying it, except for a couple of whatever. But a lot of the older dudes that was really names, rang bells in the prison system, you don't really see them glorifying too much of that. You see them just coming home and just trying to, fit in and do what they got to do and try to give back to society and do what they got to do. You know what I mean? Like,
right.